What's up, everybody? I'm here, been back in another video, and I know there's not really a proper title here. The bottom right is actually not a title. I think that's from the Game Jam, wherever this is from, but the actual title is called Lockbox. So, I saw it, I wanted to record it, so boom, I was here. So anyway, let's start. Helen freezes as she opens the door. The calendar says August 25th, not April 1st, but clearly this is a joke. She knows that dress. It was made for a context from Pig's Station. This particular incarnation was a refined version of when she decided to publish her work. It even incorporates elements she received from Female. That fan would end up becoming her husband. What on earth is this? Times, places, thoughts, and memories that haven't surfaced in over a decade come spilling out of Helen's mind like a forgotten chest box forcefully open. And the key that opened it is the fidgeting stranger in front of her doorway. Is this where Helen is? My name is Luminova. I'm looking for my cradle. Helen winces. It's not like she has forgotten the name, but actually hearing it before ears took some time getting used to it even back then. Well, I don't know about your cradle, but Helen is me. Finally, I've been asking ever, but they just give me weird looks. Oh yeah, you walk around in public dressed like a weirdo. I'm not a weirdo, I'm Luminova. There it is again. The girl named Luminova does strange exaggerated gestures more skin to kill just an animated person. Is she in Character 24/7? Anyway, I have so many things to ask you. Hold it. I'm not famous enough for any of you. Who put you up to this? No one put me up to this. I want to talk to you. Are you a fan of some kind? Well, I guess you could say that. Never meet your heroes, kid. By the time Luminova breathes the first syllable of a purchase, Helen has already shut the door, locks it too good for good measure. Locks it too for good measure. Too bad it doesn't do much for the yelling. Wait, Mrs. Helen, please. This is really important to me. I don't care. Go home. Helen hears an angry puff from the other side. What an oddly specific sound. She could imagine a girl shakes rolling up in the doorway angle. It's quiet after that. Perhaps the strange girl's finally given up. Helen doesn't take any delight in questioning the girl's dream. After all the effort she apparently took to come out, but the girl needs to learn some valuable lessons. First is to not botch people's lives, digging up buried, forgotten rubbish. Second is that all dreams eventually come to an end. I can't. What? The stranger's voice behind Helen travels up her system faster than the coffee she just had a minute ago. She could hear her start heartbeat as her back pushed against the door. What is wrong with you? How did you even get in? The key to one legendary pushed me into a heart dungeons. But those don't really exist in this rich. I guess this is what it does now. My butt, breaking someone's home like that is not okay. You just dismissed me without even listening. I can't go home. There's no home to return to. Huh, what does that mean? Are you homeless? Well, no, but I mean, kind of. What's with the wishy-washy answers? How am I supposed to help you if you don't speak clearly? I'm not like you, Mrs. Helen. I don't live in homes like this house. I live in stories of mine. Doesn't exist. The girl is on the verge of tears. She speaks complete nonsense, but somehow Helen understands. The story Luminova comes from was never completed. It only exists as notes, concepts, as an incomplete draft, unfit for any form of publishing. But that makes the situation even more absurd, doesn't it? If this girl is who she claims to be, then she has no business being here, staying in her home, being real. On the other hand, it pushes into context of strange minimalism, the story was not grinding realism. Her description of the key to Wonderland are also lifted verbatim from notes she never shared. There were many impossibilities from this girl. I know that this is a prick. It's always in the back of Helen's mind. The girl's generous sorrow pierces through logic and straight into her sympathy. Perhaps becoming a mother house made Helen a voice to make a child cry. Alright, fine, we can talk. How do you like your coffee? Milky and sweet, just like the ones in Chiquito's Cafe. I thought so. A seemingly simple exchange. One would not expect that Helen was doing a late dog experiment. Perhaps it would be better if Helen started treating Luminova not as a real person, but as a character. Therefore, common sense is fundamentally divorced from the real world. Kill for a thought. Ooh! Luminova sniffs at the steam, wafting off the cup with a long, almost meditative sigh. Is she seriously having a spiritual experience from cheap instant brew coffee? What's up with that? You acting like you never had coffee before. I have, it's just much and tastes so. How do you describe this? Deep? Complicated? I know coffee has milky and sweet and bitter. I didn't say no things, kind of. But actually feeling the specific kind of sweetness, the specific kind of bitterness, and this warmth that it gives in my body. Those people being weird are about, huh? Interesting. I thought I never crossed Helen's mind before. Characters can only possess the world through the limited descriptions the authors could provide. No matter meticulous world building could live up to the infinitely complex stimuli of being alive in the real world for one day. It beggars belief, but Luminova might be the real deal. So what's next for you then? Is this a quest to return to your world or deeply stay here? Neither of those are going to happen, Mrs. Ellen. I can't explain it, but somewhere deep inside I just know I'm not supposed to be here, and I won't be here for too long. But before it all ends, I guess I want to know. About what? What made you stop quitting? The way the silent interrogation makes Helen wish she'd brought out vodka instead of coffee. As tempting as for Helen to be cool and failures, it's clear that Luminova will be able to intuit her author's intentions just as easily as Helen could predict her character's reactions. She's always spent all those years dodging the question. So many things she left unsaid because nobody would understand. That would only cares for simple, elegant interests. I grew up and I lost interest. Past most nosy onlookers, so that starts mattering. But this is not what Luminova wants to hear. It's complicated. If I start learning about them, it'll sound like I'm making excuses. But I'm going to cut to the chase on this. I'm not going to go back and finish our story. After all, there's no longer a story to tell. I see. The resignation in Lumina's voice tells Helen that this news is something she expected to hear instead of something she has come to terms with. So you already knew. I don't actually. I'm a character, and a complete one at that. I'm made up of details and possibilities that weren't made for me, as well as the feelings involved in making me. And among those feelings is something painful. I don't know what they are exactly, but I know they're hurting you. That's what I want to know. I want to understand what's hurting you, Miss Ellen. You're going to be disappointed. They're not dramatic or compelling backstory or anything of the sort. They're just petty, inconsequential things. Some of them might not even make sense. I was just a fool thinking the showcase in her head before she decided to stop thinking. Is something like that really worth your limited time? Don't you want to get ice cream or go to a amusement park or something? In the end, Helen falls back to snark bad habit slip. Her self-defense mechanism offensive against anyone who tries to peek into her thought space. It has been an impenetrable fortune for her life, but such things don't work against Luminova. Despite having only known each other for minutes, Luminova understands this side of Helen. All she has to do is wait. The ice will melt eventually. Alright, fine. I didn't mean to dance around it like that, just... It's not exactly the most comfortable thing to talk about, you know? Luminova, what do you know about the concepts of sacrifice? You mean giving up something for the sake of others? What does that mean to you? Every day, me and my friends get hurt fighting for someone else's sake. Protect them from beings that would hurt them or from hurting themselves. It's kind of troublesome, and it gets in the way of things, but I don't regret any of it, because every time we succeed, it feels like the world is one step closer to being a better place. I believe that whoever would make us this way must be a wonderful person. Because that's part of why I was looking forward to meeting you, Miss Helen. That's wrong. Huh? You're wrong about me. The bitterness of Helen's voice gives Luminova a pause. For the first time since they meet, Helen speaks without the fits of courtesy or conscious disbelief. A heart as pure as Luminova's can never understand. Helen, to be reminded that she used to be to harbor such a honeyed shift of perspective may as well be in prison. And now that poison comes bleeding out of the cracks of its tightly secured container. Sacrifice isn't a thing you should utter with such dreamy eyes. If I wrote you more differently, you'd be standing on the suffering of your friends and those around you. They would have been sacrificed in the name of good writing for the reader's entertainment and my own indulgence. There's nothing wonderful about a person like that. Mrs. Helen, that's... But since you were nice enough to actually answer the question honestly, I'll tell you mine too. What sacrifice means to someone like me? Do you remember Kira? She's one of your friends. She does art and wants to make it her future. She's very talented. If only she could overcome her self-doubt, she could follow her dreams, and her future would be bright and her talents could enrich the world. That's not me. To me, devote myself to this craft is to live in my own little corner of the world, every wicked moment. Filling my head with things like woodburning and design philosophies, storytelling techniques, and sharpen my drawing skills as a grindstone so that they don't get dulled by complacence. I've kept myself busy with such meaningless things because I thought that's what brought me closer to my dream. The dream of being a name on the shelf of some library. And before I knew it, over 10 years have passed. For the sake of that dream, I've thrown away relationships with people who say that I mattered to them. Friends I didn't make time for no longer my friends. I wasn't there when my little boy was undergoing his rough years of school. When Ma died, I was at some convention overseas that I said I was too important to miss. That's the kind of person you quite is, Luminova. Not even the trophy big villain version of sacrifice for the greater good. Her idea of sacrifice is letting the people for a life step away so that she could have these. The colors on Helen's hands tell the tale. A tale of many nights in a belated room pushing out pages to reach goals and hit deadlines. The tale of stains for spending so many hours in a studio or editor. A tale told by hands that ultimately hold nothing. This is a tale with no catharsis, no illustration, only a shameful reminder. Luminova was unable to look Helen in the eyes, set instead for the half-empty cup before her. The nebulous feelings of hurt she inherited from Helen have forced her to clear ways of sharp regret. In the story, helping people with complex internal problems are part of a formula. The problems turn into monsters and she can defeat them by preaching out positivity and hitting them with a cold stick. The monster that plagues Helen's on the other hand, Luminova is ill-equipped to. The new life I've started with Dave and Renee is my second chance. I won't make the same mistakes. Mrs. Helen, I'm sorry. You should have asked for that amusement park trip, Luminova. That way, when you leave this world, you have to so carrying that beautiful illusion of me. Now there's just none. It's not none. It's the truth. You don't have to. It wasn't nothing. How dare you act so smug and smart by saying hurtful things? The speed that Lumina flies from sympathetic to lashing out catch Helen by surprise. Luminova is naive and imperfect by nature. Arguing back is reserved for her more confrontational ones. That's simply how she was written. The indigent offended Lumina in front of her right now is out of kilter. But Lumina did mention that she is not just made up of deeds and nerves, but also feelings and thoughts to her creation. Is it possible then that the Luminova talk control right now is Helen's old self speaking to her capsule. You think you're being noble right now, don't you? Buying up everything, hiding from people, throwing it all away. All you're doing is hurting yourself and blaming them. When are you listening? It's not that simple. To pursue art is to pursue a goal that every moves out of reach no matter how much you improve on how many you make. You make and you make it. The happiness it brings to the world is about a fleeting candle as the candle in the wind. And the process striving for it, relationships, the opportunities to create value for the world, even your love for art, all of it just slips away. It's no way to live. Well, part of this is wonderful. Do you really believe that? It doesn't matter what I believe. It's true. There are people whose works inspire you to make me, aren't there? What about the people who share your passion, creating alongside you? What about the people who loved your work? Are they wasting their lives? I didn't say that. The part about creating value for the world, are you saying they all have no value? I didn't say that. See, even all of that was a lie. All that talk about art and value and happiness, it was all about hurting yourself. Why, Mrs. Helen? Why do you hate yourself so much? Helen, let's lose a long sign. Perhaps it's the relief I finally put into her voice the mess of thoughts that nested in her mind for years, but her agitation has receded, and she could hear herself think more clearly. Luminova says that Helen hates herself. She means that Helen hates the part of herself that Luminova represents. In short, she is her Luminova right now. How irresponsible. All those years reflecting, and Helen can't be better than this. Isn't all of this? I hear all this, rejecting the part of me that hurts others was what feel right. Everything you said is true. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but I couldn't really reason my way out of my feelings. So it does boil down to that, yes. I hated myself. That's great then. When I spill, I won't remind you of all those hurtful things anymore. Stupid, isn't it? I thought that by giving up on your dream, you were giving into the spell. But the time I had, I thought I could do the Luminova thing of fight and pain of the spell with the power of love to hope something nice like that. But all I did was make it worse. The only thing I achieved by coming here was bothering you. Thank you for letting me experience what real coffee is like, Miss Helen. I'll be taking my leave. Luminova gently steps off the table to make room for her staff. In a few taps, she would disappear from this house, never to return. What on earth is Helen doing? Not even Luminova has learned to hate herself. Is she really going to add this to her long list of regrets? I don't think so. Huh? I think I figured out who you really are, Luminova. And that means there are things I know that you don't know yet. You know about the pain of having left it all behind. But the Helen that you see in front of you isn't just a result of regret and self-hate. It's also a result of happiness and hope for the future. What do you mean? I have Dave now, and I also have Renee, other people too. I want to work towards a future where I could be there for all of them. I thought I couldn't afford to let my old dreams get in the way of my new one. I believe it was necessary to leave part of me behind for this purpose. And that part of me was you, Luminova. A little thing called sacrifice, you see. But with this whole bizarre situation, it might be more accurate to call it a disorder. Anyway, your coming here wasn't a mistake. Didn't I say so before? I was just a fool thinking the circus. Unable to find a new answer that would stop that circle from spinning. But that's not true anymore. I've been forced to think about things I normally wouldn't have. Because you're here, I could believe in a new possibility to get all together. I said I wanted a future with Dave, Brittany, and all that, but now I'm thinking that you could be part of this for me too, Luminova. Wouldn't that be nice? Helena pushed Luminova with the direct of a mock enemy green. Oh dear naive political daughter of mine, we return to accompany you on march for Mito, and on burning this bridge, that path to a new future may be open. Luminova features eyes wide, still unable to process the situation unfolding. Luminova's not meant to be here. She's faded to disappear from this world. What Helen has proposed is a full contradiction of impossibilities. The only thing that makes sense right now is, yes indeed, it would be nice. Only if the coffee is milky sweet. You really are spoiled, aren't you? Well then, welcome home. Winnie descends from the school bus and rescued by Joe friends. They have been reading a new book series called The Duck Pushes of Dorsomile, a story about a magical duck on a journey to save the prince of Dorsomile Kingdom through the power of dance. Winnie liked it so much that she just gets in. She just shouted about it with friends. She can't wait to gush all about to her dad after dinner. Out of earshot of Mom, of course. Mom doesn't say anything about it, but somehow, Winnie can tell. Mom doesn't like to talk about stories or art or any of the sort. She nods as she listens, but isn't really there. That's just the way Mom is. And not to worry too much, but Winnie can't help but be bothered by it. Mom, I'm home. Oh, you're a bit early. The chicken won't be cooked for another 15 minutes, and Dad's still on the way home. Maybe get some homework out of the way before then, yeah? Okay. Winnie stopped just before we reached the door to her room. Did she see that right? It seemed so mundane, so ordinary for her to pass by Mom at the table or the kitchen when she gets home, but today, there's just one small, almost missable detail. Hey Mom, what are you reading? Oh, I heard some kids talk about while I was doing groceries. It sounded like something you like, so I read about it. What, you telling me I'm too old to read The Duck Pushes Up Dorsomile? When I can barely continue so. No excitement can only be described as a bouncer ball trapped inside the ball of a small bewildered girl. No, not at all. It's great. Isn't it great? How far in are you? Let's just say the part where two halves of the princess's heart are together again. Thank you for yeah, story-wise, I don't understand it too much, honestly. I would presume maybe it's something along the lines of like Luminova is like kind of like her past self in a way. And it's like more like self-reflection. And I don't know if it's an illusion or a dream that she had, because you don't see her after that. So, because it always seemed like to be part of the family, which is, so. Maybe my guess is that she was going to finish that story, or maybe that Dorsomile is like another story on the similar lines of it. So when it comes to stories like this, there's some details that just don't make sense to me. So I can't really comment on the story too much. If I put my own interpretation of it, like I say, it's probably more like self-reflection maybe. And then, you know, you can say it's like a battle versus like her current self and the old self, and the battle of the old self kind of won. So making her realize that, you know, she needs to like better herself and like work, you know, stuff like that. And then she's probably going to be like trying arts and actually working towards art and stuff like that again. You know, maybe, you know, finishing or story even, or it might be possible that Dorsomile or whatever is her story she made, you know. But yeah, that one's a little bit kind of far-fetched. I don't know if it is, but anyway though, I relatively enjoyed it though. Like I said, the story's a little bit confusing, but I really like the art. You know, I really started getting into it about a few minutes in, you know, when they was like talking and the music changed and all that, and I was like, oh, I can kind of into it now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one, and bye bye.